Where to get monthly income from a dividend-focused investment portfolio? What kind of ingredients that make up a dividend portfolio for monthly passive income when your active income stops? Today's video is sponsored by Alterseed, but more on that later.
Option 1. Safest and easiest. Fixed deposit that pays a monthly interest. Problem is, if you have got 1 million at 60 years old, 2% per year is just 20,000 or 1,006 per month. It's below poverty line. Unless you got like 10 million in fixed deposit generating 2% guarantee per year, that translates about 16,000 per month. Now that is not a problem at all.
The problem is getting to that 8 figures of net worth in the first place.
That is when you need to get a bit more creative by replacing fixed deposit with money market fund. Your option number 2. Now, money market fund is basically a unit trust fund that collectively invests in fixed deposit certificates across different banks. Now, due to economies of scale, a money market fund could be 10-20% higher than your fixed deposit rate at any given time. Example, when Malaysian fixed deposit rate is around 3%, you can get around 3.3% from a money market fund. And when a Malaysian fixed deposit rate hovers around 1.8%, you can get like 2.4% from a money market fund.
Good thing about money market fund is that it also pays monthly interest or dividends.
But even with 1 million, getting like 24,000 in a year versus 20,000 in a year isn't going to solve your money not enough problem.
Which brings us to option number 3.
Hey, wait, Liu, I see this stash away simple. Some financial influencers in Malaysia say this is gonna kill fixed deposit from banks.
Ayoyo, such a blatant misconception.
Stashaway only repackaged one of the money market fund in Malaysia called Eastspring Investment Islamic Income Fund and call it Stashaway Simple. The underlying asset inside Stashaway Simple is still an external money market fund, which are still fixed deposit certificates from multiple banks. Capiche? Case closed.
Achoo! As I was saying, option number 3 is bond asset class, also known as fixed income,
where 4 to 6% of dividend, technically correct, is called coupon payment. It's usually possible. 3,000 to 5,000 per month passive dividend income is what you would expect, although they don't usually pay monthly but rather quarterly or half yearly. Now, guaranteed dividend, unless the company or the government that issues the bond go bust. You never know. Pandemic 2020 is a good example. That is why it makes more sense to invest into a basket of bonds like a bond fund instead of a direct retail bond of a single company or government. My only complaint with that is that the dividend or coupon payment for any bond is fixed from the get-go, so it can get outpaced by inflation.
Option 4 can be your ASB or EPF. Now, by the way, if you have found this video useful, please give this video a like because I'm going to make more episodes like this just for you, free of charge.
ASB, I'm referring to fixed price Amanah Saham funds where there's a hard quota of how much you can invest, even for Bumiputra. Now you can get around like 6-8% per year, however it has been trending down over the years.
That is like 5,000 to 6,007 per month, which is pretty decent as a monthly income passively for most people. The only issue is you are unlikely to be able to invest like 1 million into any fixed price ASB funds.
You have to rely on EPF dividends, which pays around 4 to 6% per year. Although under EPF Act, EPF KWSB is only obligated to pay a minimum of 2.5% of dividends per year. Now, historically, a dividend of about 5 to 6% per year is expected. That translates around like 4 to 5,000 per month.
Now, conventionally, they don't pay dividends monthly, so you have to plan ahead by using the most recent year dividend to cover for your expenses the following year. Now, if you're in private banking, you might have heard of this structured investment or some instruments that provide a guaranteed dividend, like as high as 10 to 12% guarantee per year. And you ask me, Liu, isn't that way better than the options you just mentioned here? And yes, that is called a structured product, which I will explain more. But first, when you are building your dividend income investment portfolio, the more you can get value out of your daily purchases, the more money you could save and put aside to actually build that dividend portfolio, which ultimately is going to throw off a sufficient monthly income for you.
For example, recently I was looking for a new office chair. I shortlist the features that are important to me for ergonomic reasons: a 3D adjustable armrest, great lumbar support with full-length backrest. Now first I look at the ever popular Secret Lab chairs, which fits the criteria that I want. But then again, I go like WTF for a chair that costs 2,000 ringgit. And I'm not even a gamer streaming on Twitch.
I thought there must be an alternative that meets my criteria, but I still want to strike a balance between price, functionality, comfort, and durability.
That's when I discovered Altasit, and right now I'm sitting on the Altasit flagship CG07 model that costs below 1,000.
Now there is a link below in the description for you to actually check it out, but I'm just going to give you a brief walkthrough.
Secret Lab has this 4D armrest versus Altasit 3D armrest, but hey, 3D armrest I figure is good enough for me because as long as it can move up and down, forward and backward, and swing left and right. Class 4 pistons for a chair seems to be today's de facto standard for durability. Now both has Class 4 pistons and aluminium base. Secret Lab says that you cannot weigh more than 130 kg or else the chair may break. Now Altasit on the other hand says that you can weigh up to 350 kilograms. Although I must say, if a chair breaks, then the problem isn't with the chair but with the person who weighs 130 kilograms and above. Built-in adjustable sponge lumbar support, perhaps this is one of the most underrated features.
If you sit more than 6 hours a day like me, it is always a good investment to ensure your lower back is properly supported because back pain prevention is way better than cure.
Altasit comes with a 3+1 years full chair warranty and a 10-year seat warranty for your butt, comparable to Secret Lab 3+2 years of warranty. Now believe it or not, Altasit CG07 comes with a 1-page 3 diagrams assembly instruction. Not elegant like your IKEA assembly manual lah, but it gets the job done. Trusted by companies like DG, Red Bull and Perodua, Altasit CG07 is simply a no frills, no complex assembly required kind of chair.
Unlike structured investment product known as auto callable, available from your banks, which many private banking clients thought this is the best fifth option you have to get your monthly dividend passive income.
As the dividend yield percentage of 8 to 12% per year beats everything we have covered so far. Before investors into this structured investment product at banks realize they are actually getting the short end of the stick.
Now, due to the complex nature of such structured product, I've broken it down piece by piece, dissected it in its own 8 minutes video, which I want you to check out over here. Moving out from the safety of fixed deposit, money market fund, ASB and EPF when there is a limited upside to it, the rest of the investment option for a monthly dividend portfolio, which comes in the form of double-digit return. But the thing is, you will have to manage the volatility that also comes with it. This is exactly the area where most of my clients approach us because of these two scenarios.
Scenario 1, clients in their late 40s and above who have stopped generating consistent active income from their job or businesses, and therefore they want advice to how to still grow their portfolio safely at a pace that is higher than inflation rate of 3%. At the same time, this portfolio should be giving them enough cash flow to sustain their current lifestyle without chipping away the capital.
For example, a portfolio that isn't stuck forever with a 5,000 monthly dividend cash flow.
It generates 5,000 today, but next year it will be 5,003, and then the following year it will be 5,006, so on and so forth. Or scenario 2, clients in their early 40s and above who foresee they will only have less than 10 or even 5 years left working actively in a corporate job or business. They still need to grow their accumulated wealth pretty aggressively yet safely, so that they will have enough to switch it to a safer portfolio that's focused on giving them the dividends while preserving the capital. Now I'm talking about the difference between putting 1 million into just fixed deposit rate today, generating 2% per year for the next 10 years, and you will get 1.2 million in the end, versus putting the very same 1 million into a portfolio generating easily achievable, let's say 7.2% per year for the same 10 years duration. You will end up getting 2 million in the end, so you double your money in the next 10 years.
Now it's your choice. You either take calculated risk to boost your return when you are are still having an active income, so you feel more confident that your capital is large enough to throw off the cash flow every month that you need when you do retire, even if you were just to park this capital in fixed deposit. Or you can stay complacent as you are now, sit on it, parking everything in your fixed deposit when you still have your active income. But you end up like having to take calculated risks, investing your money cautiously after you retire, because the capital itself is not sufficient anymore to throw off the kind of cash flow that you need when you put that into fixed deposit. Choose your poison. Either you want to be melabu-labu sekarang, selamat-selamat kemudian, or selamat-selamat sekarang, melabu-labu kemudian. Try to figure out this question on your own first. Why? Time is still on your side. And if you need a second opinion, there's a link below to schedule a call to seek for advice or second opinion. Or watch these related videos for free. Come on, how about a tap on the like button below before you go? Thank you very much. This is Chef Liu.
See, this outer suit perfectly complements my all black setup. Ada gaya, ada mutu, ada keunggulan tak?